What's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be dyeing my hair from black to hopefully a dark red. I will say, similar to my previous video where I dyed my hair jet black, I was really nervous in the beginning, but something that makes me really excited about this is the fact that I had a positive outcome with that. So I'm hoping that the same will be true for this one. So I don't want to waste much time, but I do want to share with you some background information before I start the dyeing process. So why am I dyeing my hair? You know, every summer I get to a point where I want color in my hair. Usually I'm not a person that wants too much color in my hair, but for some reason the dark red color appeals to me. So I'm hoping that this will be a fun little change for the summer, a nice summer look. Now, for those of you who might be wondering what happened with my jet black hair dye, my roots are a little bit lighter than the rest of my hair. That would be the hair that's growing in, which is my natural hair color. The ends are a jet black. So my plan with the hair dye that I'm using today is to start off with the ends. Since they're jet black, I'm not bleaching my hair first. So I'm using the Cream of Nature box hair dye, and this comes in the color Vivid Red. Now the color looks very intense on the package, but one thing that I usually do when I look at hair dyes is I look at the side where it tells you what the color is going to look like depending on the color hair that you're starting out with. I've watched tons of videos of different people using this hair color, and what makes me nervous is each person's results have come out way differently. Some people have the bright red, some people have the dark red. I plan on dyeing my hair as I go so you can see my honest, real reactions if you're considering dyeing your hair. So some things that I'm gonna be using today is also the Talia Wajid. I'm gonna be washing my hair with this shampoo. This is a clarifying shampoo, and it says it thoroughly removes buildup, deeply cleanses hair and scalp. The last time I washed my hair was probably a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. Something that I'm using this time that I didn't use when I dyed my hair jet black is using this petroleum jelly along the edges of my hairline, just to make sure that the dye doesn't stick on those areas. And then I also have some hair binders that I'm gonna be using to section off my hair. I'm gonna dye my roots last because my roots don't have any color on them. Now, I don't know if the camera is gonna pick up the color of my hair. So the gloves that I like to use are the medical gloves, only because the gloves that usually come with box dyes are a little bit loose and they tend to move around. So I don't wanna deal with that. This time I got one box, hopefully it's gonna be enough. I have quite a lot of hair. If I'm to put my hair up, it's quite thick. And I'm not 100% sure this is going to work, only because my hair has already been dyed jet black, but hopefully it should. Okay, don't be like me, read the instructions, but because I've colored my hair before, I think I'm pretty confident with it. I'm just gonna take a look here, make sure that, okay, now I can see. 25 minutes. Resistant gray hair, leave on for additional 5 minutes. So 30 minutes total. Okay, so I think we can do with that. What I have over here is the developer and the color. I'm gonna put the color in the developer, as we know. The kit also comes with a moisturizing conditioner. I don't condition my hair with locs. Maybe I will today, I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here. Okay, so my desired look would be a dark red maroon. We're not sure if that will be the case. I like to always show the difference between the gloves they come with. So these are the gloves they come with, and these are the gloves that I'm using. These just tend to fit a little bit better. You run into less of a mess. So before I even put my gloves on, I'm gonna go ahead and just put some Vaseline around my edges. I haven't decided if I wanna dye my full head or if I just wanna do mostly the ends. So I'm gonna split my hair in 4 sections. Okay, so here we go, guys. The color is going in my hair. So 2 things I think are gonna happen. Either my hair won't take the color because the ends have already been dyed, or my hair will take the color and it'll be much brighter than I want it. Those are the 2 guesses I'm having. So what I'm doing is I'm just squeezing the color. If you watch my previous video, I squeeze and then I distribute it. So I don't try to distribute it at first, squeeze and distribute. And I'm gonna try to work quickly because you want your hair to have an even color. If you have sections that stay on longer than others, you will have spots that are brighter than the others. What I didn't like about the first time I tried dyeing my hair red is I did not have a consistent color. So some parts were dark and some parts were not, which made it look really blotchy. So I'm back with the final result, but I have my hair in a ponytail right now because I don't want to be too distracting as I explain what happened, but I will show you images of what the hair looks like. So I'm not gonna call this a complete fail because I'm okay with the color. It's definitely not what I wanted. I went ahead and did a fake retwist. If you're interested in seeing how I fake a retwist, I have a tutorial. After I dyed my hair, I ended up just retwisting the front row and just to make it look a little neater. And I love the color. The only thing that happened was the rest of my hair did not take the color as much as the front of my hair. If I tilt, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. My roots took the color completely. I had about 1 inch of new growth that I've had since I last dyed my hair about last year. And that color is my natural hair color, which is like a 1B2 color, but the rest of my hair was dyed jet black. Now, for some reason, I thought that this color might take with my whole hair because my hair was starting to look a little bit off black, not the jet black that I had before, but I was wrong. Now, some parts did, but if I show you, you'll be able to see across my head, the roots took the color. And it's not so bad. I think after a few weeks when my hair starts to grow in, the color might look a little bit better. But what I plan to do moving forward is hopefully get my hair bleached professionally and then colored so everything will match this. But I'm gonna give my hair a break. This is a learning opportunity. One thing that I'm hoping to have on this channel is that we're all learning together. I was going to just delete this video and not upload it, but then I was like, you know what? There might be somebody who's in my position, or there might be somebody who might be considering coloring their hair, and this information might be helpful to them. So you've seen what has happened, and then I will show you an up close view of what my hair looks like afterwards. But I think I'm okay with it. If I wear my hair in a ponytail from now moving forward, I should be fine. I'm gonna try different ways to style the hair, but I don't think it's horrible. I think it kind of blends only because some parts of the hair did take the color. As you can see, the ends, yes, are dark, but I think it'll be fine over time. So I wrote down some things that I've learned and some things for you to consider just to make sure that you don't make the same mistake when you color your hair. The first thing is, as I mentioned before, if you are going lighter, you might need to bleach your hair first if your hair has been processed with color before. This is something you have to do. Maybe some box dyes do come with bleach. I don't know, but keep in mind just so you don't end up in a position like I did. The next thing that I'm going to encourage you to do is to have a plan to add moisture back into your hair. So once you color your hair tends to be extremely dry. I've been using the Alakae natural oils, which I will link below. I did consider just recoloring it again, but I think that would be too much damage to my hair. I don't think it's so bad that I have to change something right now. I think I can do away with what it looks like right now, at least for the next few months, just to give my hair a break. When you are coloring your hair, you don't want to color it all the time. I would say no more than 2 times a year. Some people say 4 times a year. However, it's your hair. Just make sure that you're taking good care of it. The next thing that I want to share about my experience is when you're coloring your hair, it takes quite a bit of time to rinse the dye off of your hair. When you have loose natural hair, I feel like the dye comes out a little bit easier. But when you're locked, the dye tends to cling into the locks. And if you think about when you wash your hair with your locks, it gets a little bit heavier. So it took me quite some time to rinse out all the dye, and I don't think I got everything out by that time I was done. The color of the water was more clear than it was when I began, but this this is something to be mindful of, is it will take some time to rinse the hair off, especially if you have thicker locks. If you have more locks, my hair is pretty thick, so it did take me some time. I do wish I did use 2 of the boxes of hair dye just because of the thickness of my hair. Something else to consider is how much hair dye you need. Your loose natural hair is going to respond a little bit differently than your locks. Have a plan for your hair if the color doesn't work out. As you see, my color didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, and the reason why is because the whole hair is not the color that my roots are, but I'm okay with that. And I had, if you remember when I first started the video, I talked about how my thoughts were my roots were going to take the color, the rest might have not. So I had different scenarios in mind. Think about what you're going to do if the color doesn't work out. If you are going to work, if you're going to be in a public place and you're worried about how you're going to wear your hair, you might want to start thinking about alternatives. Maybe you're wearing headbands, maybe you're wearing head wraps until your hair grows out. There's always a risk with coloring your hair by yourself. Color looks so different in different people. When I looked at people who use this box dye, the color ranged from a bright red to a deep burgundy. There's somewhere in between, and it looks like my hair fell somewhere in the middle there. So don't look at what somebody else results. Of course, we can use that as a reference point, but chances are your hair might not turn out that way. And the next thing that I want to say is, if you color your hair and you find that you don't like what it looks like right after, try retwisting it. Again, I mentioned that I faked a retwist. It helped so much because I had new growth in the front that just kind of made it look a little bit messy, in my opinion. I just didn't understand what was going on, but the retwist really helped. And this time I did retwist with a locking gel just to make sure that the hair did stay in place, and I had a scarf overnight just to make sure that I got the best result possible. You don't want to retwist your hair before you color it, because especially if you're using the comb coil method, it's probably going to unwrap. So plan for when you're going to color your hair and when you plan on having that retwist, making sure that you're retwisting after. So this is the end result of my hair. I can't say this is exactly what I wanted, but I can't say it was a complete flop. But again, one thing that I aim to be in this channel is authentic, so you can see me go through my lock journey. I didn't record the first time I colored my hair red. Now I'm trying to go back to the red, and you can see what the results are right now. So I'm going to take some time just to show you what the hair color looks like across my hair. If you've colored your hair before, I would love to hear your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. As always, I highly recommend that you follow me on Instagram, where I'm sharing more about my lock journey on a weekly basis. Otherwise, I will see you on the next one.